As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Sometimes life pulls you from up here to down here to teach you a lesson. And you're in a valley right now. And there are lessons in this valley. I hope you learn from them.
Objective, independent justice.
You can always turn your life around. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Straight-laced Cameron Lyle is suing marijuana enthusiast Monica Handler in the amount of $2,125. Mr. Lyle claims that Ms. Handler used a lubricant that contained marijuana, which got him high and caused him to miss his flight. Ms. Handler admits she used a marijuana-based lubricant, but she claims she had no idea it would get the plaintiff high.
Okay, Mr. Lyle.
Yes.
You're suing your ex-girlfriend, Ms. Handler, for $2,125, which represents lost wages and some airline cancellation fees. Is that right?
It's just for the lost wages, Your Honor.
Okay, well, how long have you been girlfriend and boyfriend before this happened, ma'am?
6 months.
6 months. Where'd you meet her?
We actually met through a mutual friend that I had at work. We went on a hike together one time, and
You
we
went
had
on a hike
time.
with her?
Yeah, with her
Okay.
and one of my coworkers.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I'm a florist.
You're a florist. You own a florist shop or you work for a florist?
No, my aunt owns the florist shop
Okay,
that I
and
work.
what do you do?
I'm a travel journalist.
Okay, so tell me about the case. What happened?
So, you know, we were dating for a while, and things were going pretty well, and I started to suspect that she smoked weed and things like that, which is totally fine with me.
Well, how long were you dating her before you realized that maybe she smoked weed, as you say?
It was about 2 or 3 months.
Do you smoke marijuana?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so 2 or 3 months into the relationship is when he found out about it?
2 months into the relationship after an incident at dinner.
What happened at dinner?
We went to dinner one night, and I wasn't really that hungry, but I hadn't eaten all day, so I smoked a little bit of pot before we left.
Right.
And
in front of him?
no,
Oh,
in the bathroom.
At your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
And so we went to dinner. And
Well, how often do you smoke marijuana?
I'd say roughly 3 to 4 times a week.
3 to 4 times a week?
At least.
Wow. That's a lot of marijuana.
It adds up.
Yeah, it does 3 or 4 times a week. And you were with her for 2 months and you didn't realize that this girl was smoking 3 or 4 times a week? Did he know you were smoking marijuana?
No, not until after our date.
Okay, so why are we here?
After I found out that she smoked weed, I was like, that's totally cool. I just want to lay some ground rules and say, you know, it kind of irritates my eyes, and so if you can just not be high around me, that's great. So I got back from an assignment, and I went over to her place to just do some, you know, good old-fashioned Netflix and chill, hang out, have a good time.
What's Netflix and chill?
It's like watch a movie and
have a cold drink?
it's more like sleeping together.
Oh,
It's
Netflix
not like
and chill.
it's not like kicking it back in the day.
Oh, you were kicking it. Okay, I got kicking it. So not
we had
Netflix and chill. Okay, I get it.
We had the movie on. We're hanging out. There's some heavy
Right.
petting going on.
Right.
She goes into the bathroom and comes back out with some lingerie on, and I'm like, oh, this is great. We start getting intimate, and I'm like, hey, I got to do something nice for her, and so.
Are you saying you had oral sex?
Yeah.
Okay.
Performed oral sex on
Right.
her, and after 10 minutes or so, and I don't do it that often just because.
Do what that often?
I perform oral sex.
Right. But it was something about the lady that night.
Well, the fact that she put lingerie on, I'm like,
Right.
I got to step it up a little bit. Hey, I got to be a good dude in this situation.
Right.
So,
It was the first time, by the way.
First time you'd ever had sex?
No, that he performed oral sex.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm down
So
there.
this must be going somewhere.
Yeah, so after 10 minutes or so, I start to get a little lightheaded. My nose started to tingle a little bit. My mouth started to tingle.
Right.
I'm like, what is going on? My arms started to feel light.
Right. What was going on?
Well, when I went into the bathroom and put on the lingerie, I also applied a gel marijuana-based lubricant.
You applied a marijuana-based lubricant.
Yes.
Okay. Did you tell Cameron about it?
No, I did not.
Okay. So had you done this before?
Yes, I have done this before.
With other guys?
Yeah, and with him, but prior to having sex.
Oh, but had he ever had oral sex with you
No, it
before?
was the first
I
time.
see. So when you came out with this lubricant, is that what you got over there in the bottle?
Yes.
Okay, so when you came out
having applied the lubricant, did you tell him that I've used this?
No.
Why
No,
did you tell him?
Because I already know that he doesn't like the marijuana in general.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
You know, she starts laughing, and I'm like, what is funny about this? And she's like, oh, Cameron, I think you're just high. I'm like, you got me high? And so then I started to freak out even more.
And later.
Something went wrong with the scalp tattoo?
Yes, about after 6 weeks after I got the tattoo, it started to turn green.
Supreme Justice is back with the case of Cameron Lyle, who is suing Monica Handler for getting him high.
Okay, so are you saying that you got all of this reaction because it was marijuana?
That's what so I started to get dizzy and freak out.
Right.
And, you know, she starts laughing, and I'm like, what is funny about this? And she's like, oh, Cameron, I think you're just high. And I'm like, you got me high? And so then I started to freak out even more. And it's like,
But I don't understand why you wouldn't tell him you had applied this product.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me see the product. Pass that to me, please. Is this something over the counter?
I buy it from my local dispensary.
It's not like this is regulated by the FDA or anything.
Okay. Pleasure for her.
Obviously not for me.
Right. So why are you suing this lady now?
I overslept from being high. I went home. I tried to wake up the next day to catch my flight. I woke up. I still felt groggy. I tried to go get my car and drive to the airport, but I realized I left my car over there. And
So you missed the flight. I read that in your paper, in your pleadings.
So I missed the flight.
So you think she should pay for it?
She should pay for the 3 days that I had to miss work, because with these assignments, it's like if I don't make the assignment, then it's like I don't get
y'all, I mean, y'all couldn't talk this out. How did this end up being a lawsuit? I mean, why are we here?
It's like,
That's my question.
I mean, if you know that the man lost out on a job, then y'all talk about it, try to resolve it. The fact that I did this, I should have told you. I didn't know you were going to have this reaction. I mean, how does all that lead us here?
He demanded me to take him home that night after
I'm
the
talking
incident.
about why are we here now? Didn't you guys talk about this? Didn't you call her and say, hey, what happened? Didn't she say, oh, I used marijuana. I didn't know this was going to happen to you. Well, oh, I'm sorry it happened to you. You lost some work. Let me make it up to you, Miss Lady.
When I dropped him off, he no longer wanted to talk to me after that. That night that I dropped him off, he demanded me that I take him home.
Okay, so that was the end of the relationship then?
Basically.
I felt betrayed, Your Honor. She knows that I don't like this stuff. And it's like, if you don't know how somebody's going to interact with something, it's like, why even risk it?
You know, I went on the website of this company. There's only one company that makes this, and I went on their website, and it actually states on the website that oral sex could produce a drug effect as though the person had used the drug. It says that on their website. Did you go look at the website?
No, but
I mean, you know, it's not, this is a different day and age now. When you want to do some research on somebody, you just pick up your phone and you Google. You don't have to go downtown to the library and look in the World Book Encyclopedia and see what this, I mean, within seconds. You did not have to rely on a cashier at a store to tell you about this drug. You could have looked it up yourself, like I just did, okay? You gave me the bottle. I looked it up on my phone, and I read the frequently asked questions, you know, those FAQs, and that was one of the questions. So all you had to do was do a little research, and you could see that if he was going to perform, a lady would have said, let me stop you right here, honey. Okay, I know you said it's okay if we use marijuana, and I have used marijuana. Did you say that to him?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, you had an obligation to protect him from the drug that you were using. You had an obligation to do that. And what did you learn from this? Anything?
I mean, I'm running around, I'm working at least 50 hours a week. And so
I said, what did you learn
I
from
try
this?
to put my trust in somebody.
You need to find somebody that ain't smoking marijuana 3 days a week. Okay?
That's
when
what
you
it's gotta
think
be.
about mama of my children, the person I want to be with the rest of my life, you want to come home every third day from work and somebody sitting up smoking a marijuana cigarette?
No way.
Okay, so I hope you learned something. What'd you learn? Google it the next time. 1,500 is 3 days lost wages. All right, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. Good luck to you both.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,500.
I really should have been honest with you from the beginning, but you really need to loosen up.
I learned a lot from this experience. I'm never dating a pothead again.
Coming up.
Something went wrong with the scalp tattoo.
Yes, about after 6 weeks after I got the tattoo, it started to turn green.
Network featuring dynamic judges and live legal programming.
Well, we're not at your school. We're in my courtroom.
Unique court shows.
Where is any information about the company?
Live legal news.
That's what you should have done.
And a commitment to justice.
Either you tried or you did it.
The next generation of court programming in one dynamic network. Justice Central. You're watching Justice Central. Stay tuned. You're watching Justice Central. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Balding model Lamar Odellis is suing tattoo artist Rachel Screener in the amount of $8,245. Mr. Odellis claims Ms. Screener gave him an unsatisfactory scalp tattoo, which caused him to lose modeling work. Ms. Screener believes the plaintiff is overreacting, and she stands firm behind her work.
All right, Mr. Odellis, you're suing Ms. Screener for $8,245.
Yes, Your Honor.
I do not allow hats in the courtroom, but I read the pleadings before I came out, and I understand that this is all about the way you now look because of something that happened to your hair.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're going to have to show me eventually.
Yes, I understand.
So, what's your name, Ms. Screener? What do you do for a living?
I am a salon owner as well as a tattoo artist.
You're a tattoo artist. Do you have a license to do tattoos?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have any tattoos?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what kind of tattoos you have?
I have a cross on my chest, Your Honor.
Okay, how long ago did you get that?
I got that about a few years ago.
Okay, now, I understand that you went to have a procedure done with Ms. Screener, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what was that procedure?
It was a scalp tattoo, Your Honor.
A scalp tattoo?
Yes.
Okay, and you're licensed to do scalp tattoos?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Okay, so something went wrong with the scalp tattoo?
Yes, about after 6 weeks after I got the tattoo, it started to turn green, Your Honor.
It turned green?
It started to turn green, like, I don't think that's normal.
Okay, what's with that? A green tattoo?
Well,
what is a scalp tattoo supposed to do for you?
Well, it's supposed to make it look like I have some hair because I started to thin on the sides.
Oh, so you did it because of hair loss?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the $8,245 represents what?
Well, $7,500 represents lost wages, $200 for the reimbursement of the tattoo, and $545 for the toupee that I had to buy.
$2,000 for the tattoo?
No, $200 for the tattoo.
$200 for the tattoo.
Yes,
okay, I stand corrected. And $500 because now you're wearing a toupee?
Yes,
So what's underneath the hat? Is it a toupee or is it a green
underneath
tattoo?
the hat is nothing. I'm just wearing a hat. Today I felt like wearing a hat.
Oh, well, then you got to take your hat off. I thought you had on a hat because of your hair. Okay, well, your hair looks good.
Well, on the sides, Your Honor, if I have evidence of the green dots showing on my head.
Well, what's going on with your hair now? It looks pretty good.
Well, on the sides, it's looking
Well, look that way. Let me see the side. Okay, it looks normal on this side. Look the other way. Let me see this side. So I don't understand what's going on.
Well, if you look closely, you can see the green dots on the side of my head.
Right, but I don't understand why you went to have a tattoo done in the first place because I don't see what's wrong with your hair.
Well, because, Your Honor, I started to thin. I actually had an afro before, and I started to recognize that I was thinning on the sides of my head. My dad showed me, and I'm not cool with that. Being a model, I have to...
Oh, so you're a model?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm a model.
What kind of model?
I model for print, mostly. I do print.
Right, but you model clothes, you're a hand model, you're a shoe model.
I model clothes, I model my face, everything, Your Honor. With this face, I have to be ready for anything, especially with my hair. I can't go bald, Your Honor.
I understand. So let me see the pictures of what happened after you had tattoo.
There you are.
Okay, so I see something in your hair, and I see something else in your hair. Did you go back to this lady and show her what happened?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what do you have to say about this, ma'am?
Your Honor, he did come back to me and show me what happened after I had given him the tattoo.
Right.
He was happy.
Do you have pictures of what his hair looked like once you gave him the tattoo?
No, Your Honor, I do not have.
Do you have pictures of what your hair looked like Once
No,
you
I did
got
not
it?
have that
Okay,
with
were
me.
you happy when you first got the tattoo?
Yes, I was happy with it at first, but when it starts to turn green, I don't think that's a good thing.
And then it just dotted out, or this is what it looks like, a bunch of dots.
Exactly.
Coming up,
Did you notice that he seems to have some loss along the top, some thinning?
I mean, I told him he was going bald, Your Honor.
Right.
Supreme Justice is back with the case of Lamar Odellis, who is suing Rachel Screener for a shoddy scalp tattoo.
Yeah.
And
Did you notice that he seems to have some loss along the top, some thinning?
I mean, I told him he was going bald, Your Honor.
Right.
But he didn't want to listen to me.
Right.
So my job as a tattoo artist, as well as a barber and a beautician, it was to go ahead and
try to give people what they want.
Yes, ma'am. I gave him what he asked for.
So tell me about the toupee.
Well, you know, sometimes they ask you to wear a toupee. You got to wear a wig.
For what?
For whatever they're asking for, Your
Okay,
Honor.
but let me see it.
I don't have it on me, Your Honor.
But I can't
But I do
imagine-
have a receipt
No,
of me
I
buying
want to
them.
see a receipt.
Your Honor, he was trying to insinuate that he needed to buy a toupee because I just messed up his hair so badly that he couldn't go outside or to any of his bookings.
I read that. though.
Right.
You know, I'm thinking that what you probably meant to have instead of a head tattoo that cost you $200 was to have spent a few more dollars and had a scalp micropigmentation. After I read your pleadings, the court consulted with an expert who I've called here today to discuss this scalp micropigmentation and how it differs from a head tattoo. The court calls Phaedra Williams. Come forward, ma'am. How you doing today?
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
So what can you tell us then about scalp micropigmentation?
Okay, so scalp micropigmentation is a non-surgical hair loss solution for people who are going bald.
Okay.
Thinning hairline, receding hairline. It could be for men or women.
How expensive is it?
It's around $3,000 to $4,000.
Okay.
Yes.
It's some money.
It's some money, but it's worth it.
Right.
When it's done correctly, it looks really nice.
Well, thank you so much. I
thank
learned
you.
something new today.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
So did I.
So what's the lost wages?
Lost wages of work that I've lost due to this polka dot look.
Right.
Your Honor, I do not believe that he has lost any of his
Let me
possible
show,
work.
show me some proof that you lost some work.
Well, this is what I'd usually make from Goldwyn Modeling Agency.
Okay.
And I could be making way more than
Show
that.
me the instances where you actually lost a job because of your hair.
Well, I don't have that with me, Your Honor.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns.
You want me to give you $7,000 and you forgot to bring proof that you're worth $7,000?
I'm definitely worth $7,000.
Well, you haven't proven to me that you're worth $7,000. And if you got that kind of money flowing in, you better go call Ms. Williams. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case has been dismissed.
Well, I definitely should have did more research, and I'm going to hit up Ms. Phaedra Williams to redo your mistake.
Well, I wish you nothing but the best, and whenever you want a real tattoo, you know where to come find me.